first twinge of party excitement comes when you first slice open the invitation. What spills out really does set the tone. So we invited artist and designer Natalie Malan to give her ideas on how to make a pretty invitation. And you know how to do pretty so well, my friend. What's your first piece of advice when it comes to setting out for this design?
Paper. Get good quality paper to print it on. That is my #1 advice for watercoloring in general. But with this set too, you can do really great things. I think having a great idea for your typography is an easy place to start.
Start with the text then.
Start with the text.
What have you done here for this invite?
With my text, I like to do the most important word, like garden party, is that's what we're focusing on. Your people know what to dress, they know what they're gonna be wearing.
Just by those 2 little words?
Yeah, and I like to do that in a scripty, handwritten looking font. And then the information, the location, the date, the time, I do that in a more straight up and down font, not something that's hard to read, so they know when they're gonna be there, what time they're gonna arrive.
Lovely, and the special touch here comes in the form of your specialty, which is watercolor design.
Watercolor, and that is my favorite part, of course.
Yes.
So I'll share some really fun tips on making this balanced and making the colors really good and go together when we're painting, for
It can't just be you and me, though. We've got some extra stations up here.
I think we need more friends.
Should we invite some friends?
Let's do it.
Everybody hurry and swallow if you're chewing, because here we go, randomly calling up our friends Lynette, Lorraine, and Heather Adams. They are our girlfriend group from the Farmington and Ogden area. Come on over, ladies. Come on over. We'll get their work aprons on, we'll get their microphones on, and while we do, set up how doable this is, Natalie. Can the everyday beginner artist pull this off?
You totally can. We're painting lemons and we're painting leaves and greenery. So when you're doing the lemons, you're gonna think about long, elongated circles. You can draw a circle, right? So that'll be simple. So just think about the shape of a lemon. It's kind of long and elongated. It has a little bit of a nub on the end. I don't know the technical term for it, but and then you're gonna place those items first. So you wanna place the largest items first on your invitation, and then it's easier to fill in with the stems and the leaves.
And so that's a good place to start. Basic shapes.
Yes. And large shapes first, and then smaller shapes fill in.
All right, come on over, you guys.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Lorraine. Lorraine will put you right here, and Lynette will put you right here.
You guys, I promise.
Okay. Are you artists?
I promise.
I am today.
She is now.
Yes.
She is so brave and so willing. And the third party is
Heather.
Hi, Heather. Come on over. Come on over. All right, Natalie, take it away.
Okay, another really quick tip is if you do one that you really love, you can take a photograph of that and then take it somewhere to be printed. So you don't have to paint it 20 more times.
We only need one good copy.
Yes, or you can paint it without the text on it, and then you can go ahead and put the text on in an app on your phone, like Canva. I do that for kids' invites all the time, okay? So the first thing you guys are gonna do when you pick up your brush, go ahead, grab a brush.
Is anybody nervous right now?
Don't be nervous.
Oh, yeah.
I know, painting on TV is kind of crazy, but we're gonna paint a lemon. So you're gonna do a circle, but leave a little bit of a highlight there, and we're gonna paint 3.
3 lemons, so 3 circles, is that fair to say?
3 elongated circles with a little bit of a highlight. Now, while it's still wet, you're gonna take a little touch of your orange and dip it in there. And if you don't have enough water, add some more water on, okay?
Is anyone else holding their breath right now? This is
I know, it's kind of nerve-wracking to do it all together, but it's fun, I promise.
Okay.
And if it's not moving, if the paint's not moving around enough, you need to add a little more water into your
See, I get nervous to add too much water because you want the color to play just right.
But if you have too much water, just don't pick it up and you'll be fine. You just don't want it to roll off the page. That would be bad. But too much water is okay because it'll dry eventually.
Okay.
It'll bubble up and then it'll go away. Now, if you're doing your stems, you want to hold your brush straight up and down. So as soon as you have those lemons, don't worry if you touch your lemon, it'll bleed a little bit of green into it. You can see on my sample card that it bled into it a little bit, and that's just a reflection of your greenery. So you do it straight up and down and nice and light. You just do a small curve for your stems. And then when you're doing your leaves, you're gonna push down a little bit more and do them in 1 or 2 strokes. And then we're gonna add a little bit of the yellow down into those leaves as well.
So the yellow kind of pulls all the way through.
So
I heard a giggle. What's happening down there? What's happening?
Oh no.
So my lemon's looking a little bit like a candy corn right now. But
Candy corn. Okay, well that's okay. If you have that problem, all you need to do is clean out your brush.
Okay.
And then dry it off on your paper towel and soak up some of that orange. If you have too much orange, here's a trick though. You don't really know what it's gonna look like until it's dried. A lot of things I've done, I've thrown away and then literally pulled them out of the trash can. The picture that's on the back of my business card is actually pulled from the garbage can.
Is that a true story?
True story. And I submitted it to a contest at Minted and it won. So
because it dried totally different than
It dries so
what you were
differently.
seeing.
Watercolor is kind of unpredictable. The pigments just lay how they want to lay when they dry. So if you don't love it in the process, come back to it. It's not a lost cause. you'll be A-okay later.
Doesn't she sound so calm and encouraging? She just went from a watercolor artist to a life coach, and we love her for it.
Right? Yes. It's great that way.
All right, how are we looking, ladies?
Excellent.
How's it coming along?
Good.
This is fun.
This is fun. Yeah.
Natalie, about a minute
fun.
left. Finish us off, my friend.
Okay, another trick I want to tell you, when you're doing your typography, there's little tiny straight posts you can see in between these words on the invite. That's just a key on your keyboard, and I like to use that to separate things instead of a comma because it makes it look more expensive personally. So I think that makes it a lot easier.
All right, we're gonna keep working. You guys having fun?
Yes.
And like fun is relative when a camera is over my shoulder, and it's looking really good though.
We usually like to do this in an hour-long class, hour and a half. I teach a class where you can learn how to do all the flowers to fill it into, and those are really great.
You've done great. Natalie Malan, everybody. Let's give her a round of applause. Also our great volunteer artist.
This is so fun.
And Natalie, you have a fun class coming up?
I do. I have one coming up, Pottery Barn, September 6th, and Melissa Esplin and I are doing calligraphy and watercolor, October 13th.
Awesome. That's a class you want to take. Talk about a girlfriend party. We'll post the details on our website, too.